I'm not going to trade. Oh, that'll put the cat amongst the pigeons. I often do put the cat amongst the pigeons. But why am I not going to trade? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Big Scruff. I do trade for a living. I tell you the way it is, and if you don't like it, I don't particularly care. Why? Because this is real world. Now, tomorrow is bank holiday in the UK. Now, it's very easy to think, oh, well, I'm off work. I'll get some trade time in. You're a fucking idiot.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Why? Because now you're expressing your will into the market. And the moment you express your will into the market, you've lost. Now, the reason I'm not trading is very simple. I trade predominantly the euro and the pound. They're my base currencies. Well, the pound is going to be shut. How do I know that? It's bank holiday.
The banks were all closed.
There'll not be a lot going on. Now, the people who move the markets won't be there. So it'll be very, very slow. Not only is it slow, spreads widen out a little bit, so it's also very expensive. And then there's another part to this puzzle. Sometimes you need a break. I definitely need a break. I mean, what I do is quite intense. I trade every single day because it's my job. It's what I do for a living. And when you look at the land of TikTok, they all make it out, go, well, I do 10 minutes a day and I make 10 grand a month. No, you're fucking done, right? It's not that simple. There's a lot of preparation goes into what you do. Now, my hit rate is pretty darn good. It's pretty well documented in one thing and another. But I trade once or twice a day. Yes, I use broken positions, so it looks like I trade a lot. But I don't. It's only 1 or 2 trade ideas a day because the market will only give you the opportunity once or twice a day, you know. And if you push it into the third one, which possibly could be there, what if you're on the wrong side of it? You'll have give away everything that you've worked for. So I work to a principle that's very simple. It's called less is more. And the only thing I want more of is coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee. But let's just take this as a tool. Why is my coffee cup a tool? Because I wait a lot. I do all my prep work. You know, every morning I make the strength up, see what's going on. Now, if you can't do it yourself, you'll get it on Finviz, investing.com, that sort of thing. You can pick out an asset that you think is going to be good for the day. Now drill it into a asset. Then understand what that asset is trying to achieve. Well, if you can do that, you're 10 steps ahead of everybody else. Why? Because you're starting to prepare. Now, preparation is 9/10 of the law. Need that throat strike. Because pressing that thing is simple. Any idiot can do that. Just press the button. But what you've got to remember is, why are you pressing the button? Is it near a key level? Have you drawn a key level in the first place? Do you know what the fibs are? Do you know where the moving average is? Do you know whether it's at a stretch point or whether it's just in flux? And what that means is, if you're looking at an oscillator and it's all stretched out, well, the chances are it might be at top or bottom of the market. It's looking for a short-term reversal. If it's just in flux, it's in motion, it's in movement, that could be halfway up an oscillator. Doesn't matter which one you use. There's hundreds of them. I personally like an RSI. Now, have you looked at the general direction? Well, where do you get the general direction from? It's very easy. You can eye shot it. If you can look at a market and in an instant say it's going up, well, the chances are it's going up. Why? Because it has that slope. Now, you could use a couple of moving averages, you know, a fast one and a slow one. They'll tell you what general direction is. MACD can do it in an eye shot. You could use an Ichimoku cloud. There's loads of different things you can do, but you've got to know what the general direction is. So if you've got general direction and you've got momentum, now you can make a judgment call. I see the general direction is moving up. My eye shot sees it's moving up. My oscillator is at the very top of the scale. What does that tell you? It tells you to wait. Why? Because if you enter the market, the chances are it's going into the retracement and you're going to have to bear some heat. Now, if you're prepared to bear the heat, fine. But at least you know you're doing it. But your better alternative is to give it an hour or so, let that oscillator come back into range, and then carry on. Better price. Now, this is all part of homework. Do it through multi-time frame. Get an average. But all of that means knack all. Unless the markets are moving. And if the markets ain't moving, you do a lot of work for nothing. Because you'll just enter the market and it'll just sit there.
Who'd be stupid enough to do that?
Justify, stupid.
And it'll struggle to get to your target. So what's the answer? Don't force the trade. The moment you express your will into the market, you're gambling, you have tendencies to overtrade, and I'll guarantee you will be oversizing as well. And this is why it fails. So the simple answer is, don't trade. That's simple. Because sitting on your hands when it's a conscious decision is a position.
Really? Really?
You're not making anything, but you're not losing anything either. Break even, scratch. And most people will never understand that. And it's why when I look at people that's trading habits, and this is documented, pretty well documented. It's not just me, this is across the industry. Monday morning is incredibly difficult to judge because the markets are setting up. You're not sure which way the markets are going to get pushed for the following week. All you know is that the money is going in. That's it. And it can throw you out of the equation. So the best thing to do is sit on your hands till about 10 o'clock in the morning so the bigger money's already been positioned. And at least now you've got something you can work on. And Friday afternoon is the worst because all of the main traders are clearing their desks that don't want to take a trade through the weekend. So liquidity comes down to be flat. Not only is liquidity flat, those buggers have already gone home. So the only people that you're working with is retail traders, which will hardly move the market. Now, if you're on the wrong side of it, it's one of those situations where it won't snap back and give you an opportunity to get out. It will just grind and grind and grind and get further and further into trouble. And if you haven't got the discipline to get out of a trade that's wrong, you're going to get caught in it across the weekend. Now, when you're caught in it across the weekend, you've got to take on the Sunday night open. Well, on Sunday night, the spreads are massive. Not only are they massive, you've got to take on whatever gap is formed. Now, if your stops are too tight, you're just going to get blown out the equation. If you haven't put a stop in, well, suddenly you're going to be looking at some massive loss. And then if you hold it through the Sunday night, you've got to take it through the Monday that we started with, and that'll wipe you out. So your best option is, as soon as it gets to noon on a Friday, just stop trading.
Please, sir, I want some more.
Do the one thing you should be doing. Enjoy your life. Now, for me, I'm pretty brutal on these sort of things. And when it comes to Friday afternoon, if somebody comes to me and says, I'm looking at this, I couldn't care less. The only thing I look at is, oh, look at that.
Sunshine.
Oh, look at the titties.
You dirty old man.
Sorry, boys and girls, we might be in our 50s, but she's still... But that's actually follows on to a very good thing, because that is what I'm driving at. You know, come Friday afternoon, what would you rather do? Sit in front of a screen going www. Or actually go down to the beach with a beautiful woman? I'll go to the beach with a beautiful woman every single time. And do you know why? Because I love it a bit. But I like my job, but I love my wife.
Woman!
Now, I struggle with this channel immensely because I try to put you all in the right direction. And when I say don't trade, it's not because I'm being mean or anything. I'm just trying to show you which is good and which is bad. You know, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you should be able to make enough money across 3 days to cover you.
Are you sure?
Because if you don't have a break, you're probably going to be on a hiding to nothing. So that's why I'm not trading tomorrow. The reason the video is, I was asked what am I doing tomorrow. Well, I'm actually going to go out. It's that simple. You know, some lovely spas to go and see. There's lovely beaches to go and see. And that's exactly what I'm doing tomorrow. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.